What's up, guys? Wade Willis here for my breakdown of Fruits Basket, the final season, episode 6. And guys, this episode absolutely crushed me. If you watch my reaction video to it, I don't know if it's obvious, but I teared up at least 3 times in it. It really blindsided me just how emotional and deep and intense the episode was in so many different ways. And I wanted to give a shout out to the Rin and Toru friendship slash awkward relationship thing they have going on. I absolutely love every minute that they're together. They're just so awkward, and they don't know if they're friends. We all know this, but they feel weird accepting that they're actually friends, and that always makes me laugh. Obviously, like with every episode, they did have really perfectly timed funny moments, but this was emotional overall. And before I really get into this episode, guys, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel for tons of other anime reaction and review videos. Trying to reach 2,000 subscribers, getting pretty close. Help me reach that goal if you aren't already subscribed. And yeah, guys, a lot of the focus of this episode kind of tied around Toru's mom's anniversary of her death. When they talked about that right in the beginning, I was like, oh, this is probably going to be a little bit darker than I expected. One of the most important parts actually came from something like not really related to that at all, and that was Shigure's information dump to Rin and later on to Toru, where he's just like given all the info on the curse being broken with Kureno. He's just given all this information. I was so surprised that that info was released to like Rin, and some of the information was given to Toru that she didn't have. And I was just like, wow, I'm surprised they just speed ran some of this. I thought it was going to be a little trickle, but I thought the way that it was done, it was just so Shigure. He's just so blunt and just in your face. Like when he feels like he wants to do something, he's going to do it and tell you how he sees it. Like honestly, some of it kind of reminded me, I don't know if any of you guys have watched Chappel Show, but there's one skit, and I'll link in the description, where Chappelle's playing the president from Deep Impact and how it would really be, and the president's just like giving all the secrets of America, like saying like, oh yeah, Lee Harvey Oswald actually killed Kennedy. It was with a magic bullet. Magic's existed for 2,000 years. We've known it. Like, oh, we've had the cure for AIDS for 20 years. We just kept it a secret. He's just giving all these people information, and you're like, what the heck's going on? So I'll link that in the description if you guys are interested in that. But that's what Shigure's like info dump reminded me of. And what I thought was interesting is that he was saying that it's going to end on its own, like the links are already frayed, and that kind of makes sense because particularly the two people that had their ties broken, Kureno and Momiji, theirs broken. We really don't understand how. Now maybe we're gonna get some flashbacks and understand like what really happened. But to like our knowledge, it just broke on its own. Now, was this because the previous bird and the previous bunny like had weird relationships that frayed it beforehand? I don't know. I think that could be the cause, but we'll find out soon enough. And the one thing that was interesting, Shigure was mentioning Kureno. He didn't mention Momiji, so Shigure possibly could not know that, and it seems like no one else knows other than Akito and Momiji. So that could be another major reveal. If it's just one person and it was like years ago, kind of a big deal. But once it's two people and another one happened recently, now you start seeing the wheels falling off the cart. Another thing that I thought was super important that Shigure said is, like, this is the first time all the Zodiacs are alive at one time. I just assumed as soon as one person died, then it was brought into another person, which I was apparently wrong with. So I guess a lot of the people in the Soma family thought it was going to be like really special and stuff, but Shigure is seeing it as like the final banquet. That doesn't sound good to me. One, like I have and I don't want to go into like my theories of what's going to happen too much, since some of you have read the manga and already know what happens, so that would be kind of silly. But it reminded me in Umi Neko how they have the tea parties, and a lot of times the tea parties in it are not good. Not good things happen in those sometimes, and I'm like, oh geez, what's going to happen in this banquet? So I'm a little on edge with that right now. And one of the things Fruits Basket does so well is kind of like mirroring situations. Like in this episode, like Kagura, she was like super upset at Toru for not like expressing how she actually feels to Kyo and saying like, I'll let you watch him for now. And it's just like she's dealing with a lot, and I understand why she's upset. She loves Kyo, but he loves Toru. Toru loves him. They just need to get together. All of us feel the same way. And it kind of mirrored what happened with Momiji, where he's kind of having that talk with Kyo, like saying like, she's not going to be there forever. You need to kind of make a move. So it was interesting. They both did it in their own way. Kagura, I believe, like punched Toru at one time or like hit her or whatever. But Momiji did it in a much more gentle way, which makes sense with how Momiji is. And to me, the parts with Toru kind of like reflecting on actions that she's done and how she is. And this to me, and there may be parts in like season 1 or season 2, but this seems like more of the most reflective on herself stuff that I've ever seen of Toru. And I feel like she was being too rough on herself personally. Like doing this stuff to like acting like her father to keep her mom, and like wanting the zodiac curse to be broken because of Kyo. Yeah, I see those slightly in the gray area. Like wanting the zodiac curse for like the person you love the most. Yeah, like okay, that's a bit selfish. Trying to act like your father to like make your mom happy and not have her abandon you. Okay, you're a child. Like you shouldn't be abandoned. I don't see anything wrong with that. And let's be real, like her mom, like was Toru that similar to her mom? Like Toru's acting's horrible. Like it was just a nice gesture, and I'm sure her mom like really appreciated it. And she even said that to Kyo. But yeah, she was just very hard on herself, and that just crushed me inside because she is like a really good person. This did show like a side of her that uh, I wouldn't even say manipulative, but like she acts a way to get kind of what she wants, but it's like in the nicest form of that could possibly exist, in my opinion. And yes, she loves Kyo, and in the episode, she's like really upset that also that Kyo has become like number one in her life and over her mom. And her mom's been dead. My opinion, like her mom seems like a very good person. I feel like her mom would probably prefer that she moved on with her life and didn't make her mom the main focus of her life 24/7 and like fell in love with someone else. Because it's not healthy to be like that. So just what we've seen with her mom, I feel like her mom would want her to like be able to move on, and I don't think her being so like in love with Kyo and caring about him, I don't think that is bad. It's not. You can still love your mom and care about her, but like you should eventually have someone else be number one in your life. It's been a while. You need to uh like move on. It's not good to be so obsessed with people that have already passed away. And if that person is a good person, they wouldn't want you to be obsessed with them. Digging back into Kyo, the other reason why I don't think it's bad that she really wants the curse to be broken, like particularly for Kyo, like the ramifications of the curse not being broken for him are far more serious than any of the other zodiacs. And Shigure kind of talked in his info dump like about how like his purpose is just for us to be happy that we're not him and to look down on something else because we're monsters but he's more of a monster. And that was savage, but it was like very honest. Like it is true. That's exactly Kyo's purpose. So her wanting the curse to be broken for the person, yes, she loves him and cares about him more than the other people, but also if it isn't broken in a certain amount of time, Kyo's screwed. So I don't blame her or think she's bad at all for wanting it mostly for him, because really it mostly needs to be broken for him. Now, I do want to bring attention. Someone in my comments, I believe their name is Isel, they had some really interesting points, and this kind of brings it back into kind of the mirroring that I talked earlier about how Fruits Basket does so well. And they said that they thought that the similarities between Toru and first they brought up Toru and Shigure and how both of them want the curse to be broken to free the ones they love. And I was like, that is a very good point. They are so different, but they both want the same thing done because they both love someone. And I thought that was like a good thing to point out. And then they also brought up that there are similarities between Toru and Akito. Both of them kind of treat like the parent that they love the most is like still alive, and they said that like Akito does it with the like the vase of her dad. Toru does it with a picture of her mom. I was like, dang, okay, that is another really, really good point. Also brought up that Akito uses her femininity to keep people close to her in the Zodiac, so the guys, like she uses her sex appeal to keep them in, which is what her mom does. And then Toru acted like her dad to keep her mom close to her. And the interesting thing, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe Toru said at like one point that she didn't think her father was like a good person, or she kind of hated him. It was something, she had like a negative animosity towards him. And I thought that was also interesting because obviously Akito like hates her mom. So you're using the parent that you don't really like to keep people close to you. I think that's very, very interesting. And I was like really surprised I didn't even notice that. But to me, I feel like the way Toru does everything, yes, they have similarities, but Akito does it in the most selfish and dark form of the action compared to Toru, where, yes, Toru is doing some of the same things, but it's a lot like sweeter and kinder than how Akito is doing it. Akito, when she's doing it, is in more of a manipulative way. But that's how she learned from her family. So I thought that was really interesting in my reaction video, that comment, and I wanted to bring attention to it. So thank you for that comment, and thanks to everyone who always comments in my videos. I really appreciate it. I always try to respond back. It's fun, this little like Fruits Basket community that we have. And like, yeah, I'm really appreciative of you guys. It makes me excited to do the videos and like watch the episodes every week too, other than that the story is amazing. And then obviously I just want to finish with a scene where Toru's kind of like opening up her soul to Kyo and just talking about how she thinks she's a horrible person. And it's through the sheet and she's kind of embarrassed, and then Kyo comes and like hugs her, and obviously he transforms. I honestly thought for a second, I was like, well, maybe the sheet will prevent it from him from transforming, but he still transformed. But that was a beautiful moment. I loved it. I need more of them being emotional with each other. I just love them for each other. It looked like they were going to kind of confess their feelings to each other later on, and then Kyoko kind of starts having these flashbacks where he's like, it looks like he's like covered in blood and stuff, and he's like imagining talking to her, remembering talking to her mom about stuff. So that was a huge bombshell. Like my emotions were not prepared for that, and then like the episode ends, and I'm like, what the hell? So, but yeah, guys, this episode was a 10 out of 10. wrecked me emotionally multiple times. And I'm so excited for next week. And yeah, just let me know what you thought about the episode in the comments below. And yeah, thanks for watching and thanks for being so active in the comments. I appreciate it.